Once again, we see a new record high in the SPY. The market keeps flying, and although we have a strategy chart calling for a correction, we still have good opportunities out there, and we will talk about these opportunities in today's video. On this channel, you'll find analysis without bias every single day. Our focus here is to help retail traders like you, like myself, to trade with confidence and strategy. My name is Nathan. Welcome to another daily study here in the Finance Hydra channel. We see another record high on the SPY ETF, another bullish candle rejecting any possibility of a top signal. So far, we don't see any meaningful bearish reaction. There is no technical evidence suggesting a correction on the SPY ETF. For instance, when we take a look at the 1-hour chart, short-term wise, we see SPY maintaining its price above our major support levels, namely the 21-hour EMA, the exponential moving average on the 1-hour chart, and the 615. As long as we see the SPY ETF above these two support levels, no correction is going to materialize on the daily chart. Okay, therefore the trend still persists, and so far we are still above our main support levels. So all right, SPY is still looking very bullish. But Nathan, what if in the future we see SPY losing these support levels, making lower highs, lower lows, right? Because so far we only see higher highs, higher lows, right? Right. If we see this scenario materializing, okay, then I will be personally convinced that yes, we are going to make a sharper correction on the daily chart, possibly to the 21-day EMA. For now, we are still maintaining the bullish bias, period. Okay, period. There is no use in trying to predict where the next top is going to be because we don't know. We can understand the most important inflection points that could bring a correction, that could bring a reversal, but these key points, our main support levels, are still being respected. For instance, we see QQQ. We had this idea of a possible head and shoulders chart pattern on the QQQ. This idea wasn't completely ruined, all right? It is still valid if you ask me. However, we are still maintaining the price above the 21-hour EMA and the most important inflection point of all, 544. Okay, that's the neckline of this head and shoulders. If we see the QQQ losing momentum, losing this support level, remember, 544. That's the key point you want to see the QQQ losing in order to trigger a sharper correction ahead, all right? As long as we see its price above these support levels, no correction is going to materialize. On the daily chart, we still see the QQQ looking very powerful. Yesterday, I told you guys, this candle formation could be an evening star candle pattern, okay? It is a quite bearish one as well, in addition to the head and shoulders identified on the 1-hour chart. So yes, we see some technical evidence suggesting a possible correction. However, these signals were not triggered today. In fact, today we are completely rejecting yesterday's bearish candle. So the situation looks quite complicated, quite difficult for the QQQ. Either way, if you ask me, is the QQQ bullish or bearish? It's clearly bullish because we are still above the trigger point of this neckline on the 1-hour chart, 544. That's the key inflection point that QQQ needs to lose in order to trigger a sharper correction or to convince me that yes, a pullback is plausible. All right. And remember, any pullback to the 21-day EMA is totally normal, expected, even desirable because the trend on the daily chart is still bullish. Although we may see a reversal short-term wise on the 1-hour chart, medium-term wise on the daily chart, the trend is still insane, okay? We could easily see pullback to this 21-day EMA, and that's not gonna mean anything, okay, for this bullish bias on the daily chart, okay? So possibly we'll see more buying opportunities after a pullback. We'll see many stocks looking quite good, okay, with a good risk reward relationship, because in the end that's all that matters, okay? Good risk reward relationship, that's all that I care. All right, so right now we see Nvidia, okay, rejecting the idea of a sharper correction, maintaining the price above the 152. Remember, guys, I told you guys yesterday, guys, the 152, our previous resistance level, the previous all-time high area, is now a possible support level, and we see Nvidia's price bouncing above this key point, following the principle of polarity. In technical analysis, previous top levels are going to work as future support levels and vice versa, so that's a very nice technical movement. On the 1-hour chart, we see a sharp correction over here. We lost the 21-hour EMA. However, I did warn you guys about it yesterday. Guys, if we see Nvidia making a lower high, lower low, right? Lower high, lower low, losing the 152, that's the trigger point for a sharper correction on the daily chart. And it is amazing to see Nvidia reacting right above the 152, failing in making a lower high, lower low. Therefore, what this means, it means that the bull trend is still valid. We are still maintaining the uptrend. No reversal is materializing on the 1-hour chart, and there is no clear top signal on the daily chart as well. We are still reacting above this major key point, and this is it. No reason to panic. Nvidia is still looking very good. Some people try to predict what's going to happen next, and I always tell you guys, there is no use in trying to predict the future. Real trading is reactive, not predictive. Amateurs, when I was an amateur, when I was a newbie over here, I really wanted to predict every single top, every single bottom, right? But that's totally useless. Here we use technical analysis as it was supposed to be. Okay, here we follow old teachings, right? We follow technical analysis. We use technical analysis in the same way the samurai trader Munehisa Homa used in the past, right? And by the way, technical analysis is that old. Candles were created 250 years ago by a samurai trader. The history of technical analysis is insane, right? It is totally insane. I really recommend studying a little bit more about this so beloved topic, all right? And here we always build intelligent strategies with good risk-reward relationships so we can trade better, okay? So we can control our losses, mitigate our losses while we maximize our profits. And by the way, if you want to learn how to make consistent profits in the market and trade without fear or stress, without betting on the market, without any sign of doubt, I invite you to join our educational project, the 5% Project. Our members have access to real-time trading strategies and signals to teach you how to trade in practice, in a professional way. All right, we manage to deliver excellent results for our members, and the best part is that the service is free to try. You don't pay anything just to see how our method works. Free of charge. We only charge our students once we have delivered good results. And we do help hundreds of traders to make money in the market every single day. So join our group right now. The link to our website is in this video's description. Take a look over there, join our Telegram channel, and start trading with us, with a skin in the game community. All right. Now, if you ask me, Yes, Nvidia is supposed to maintain the bullish bias. Since we are far away from this 21-day EMA, the risk-reward ratio is not the best, but I do understand that right now, by maintaining the price above this first support level, Nvidia is giving us a very nice bullish indicator. Okay, it is a promising signal, all right, suggesting a continuation pattern of this uptrend. Only if we lose the 152, here the key point is very simple. 152, that's the key point you want to watch in order to prepare yourself. In order to prepare yourself if a correction occurs next. All right, so pay attention to the 152. That's the main inflection point on Nvidia right here, right now. And we see Tesla flying 5%, all right? Apparently, this movement was an overreaction, and right now we see very nice recovery. I really wanted to buy Tesla over here, but guys, the risk-reward ratio is still not that interesting because the signal is not clear to me. Okay, to me, at least not yet. Maybe it will eventually, but right now, all that I know is that Tesla is recovering. We are still below the 21-day EMA, so it feels like we are still inside this congestion. All right, we are still moving sideways. Okay, we see the sideways correction, but at least we are reacting above a support area. And if you ask me, Tesla, after this collapse yesterday, Tesla found a very strong support level near the psychological key point at $300. $300, a round number, a psychological key point. See how yesterday we did a very nice effort. Tesla did a very nice effort to close above the 300s. Okay, so right now, if you ask me, this area is a very nice support area for Tesla. In theory, we are supposed to keep going up, all right? Of course, I see better opportunities, better than Tesla, better than Nvidia in this market, but I do understand that yes, we are maintaining the bullish bias. We are still going up nicely, so it is a relatively promising stock, but I prefer other stocks right now. On the weekly chart, now, if you have a long-term perspective, the weekly chart looks very promising because we are struggling a lot to maintain the price above the 21 weekly moving average. Today, we see another hammer candle pattern, leaving a huge shadow below the candle's body. So this could be a very nice, promising signal. And if you ask me, Tesla is on the verge of making a bullish pivot point, okay, in order to retest the all-time high area again. That's how I see Tesla, but for confirmation's sake, it is critical to see Tesla making again higher highs, higher lows, trading above the 21-day EMA. All right, now we see AMD. AMD is clearly bullish, all right? Clearly making higher highs, higher lows. It is clearly above the 21-day EMA, so yes, AMD is insanely bullish. Now, we are reacting already. We see a nice bullish candle today, all right. Is this a bottom signal? It could be, okay, it could be, but honestly, I would prefer to see a sharper correction. Okay, I would prefer to see AMD collapsing a little bit more, maybe to the 21-day EMA or even to the 122 again, right? That would be phenomenal. I'm not saying that AMD is a terrible stock right now or that it's going to reverse. All that I'm asking is a pullback, okay? Not reversal, but a sharper pullback to retest one of its support levels. Because by stabilizing right here, it feels like we are in a no man's land, okay? So for a new position, of course, from my point of view at least, a new position is not optimal in this specific circumstance, okay? I prefer to see a sharper pullback, all right? I see better stocks right now, okay? Near support levels with a better risk-reward relationship. But yes, if we see AMD closing above today's high tomorrow or in the next few days, okay, few days. I'm so sorry. Today is Wednesday, right? And this week is going to be shorter than usual because it is going to be a holiday in the US, right? So the market is not going to open Friday. But, guys, on the 1 hour chart, we see the possibility. I'm not saying it will go up, okay? I'm not saying this is going to be a nice, amazing buy, not investment device, please. I'm not advising you to do anything, but I see the possibility of a small bullish pivot point. If we see AMD breaking today's high, it will trigger this pivot point as well, making a higher high, higher low on the 1 hour chart, leaving the 21-hour EMA behind, breaking this resistance level. So this could be a very nice bullish continuation chart pattern for AMD, suggesting another rally. So if you are bullish on AMD, if you have AMD with you, well, that's the key point. You want to see AMD breaking, okay? The 140s area. Now, if we see AMD rejecting today's candle, losing its low, all right, a sharper correction is expected. Okay, we can expect a better correction over here, and that's not a problem. Possibly it will be another buying opportunity. All right, and we see Palantir going up 1.10%. It feels like it is nothing for Palantir, right? Because this one is a very volatile stock, but I do like this movement, okay? I really like it for a few reasons. First, we are near a support level, okay? Near the 130s, near the 133, near this 21-day EMA. I know we are a little bit below this 21-day EMA, but we are near its area, okay? What's more, we are stabilizing over here near this area. We saw movements similar to this in the past a few times, right? And they were all very good. More often than not, we saw some stabilization before the continuation of the uptrend. Okay, more often than not. Now, if Palantir fails in making a bottom signal, a clear bottom signal, because this reaction, although we see a nice positive day, look at this candle. I'm gonna tell you, and you will agree with me, this candle is not that powerful. Okay, you may say, Nathan, it is a bullish Harami candle pattern. Yes, it is, but a Harami is not that reliable. According to Thomas Bukowski's studies, a Harami reverses the trend roughly 50% of the time, so it is a near random candle pattern, okay? So it is not that reliable. But it is near a support level. Yes, either way, we gotta wait for a better reaction closing above these key points again. Okay, above the 133, above the 21-day EMA. Only then I'll be more convinced about a better reaction on Palantir. But for now, this candle is quite enigmatic. Okay, it is not, and guys, again, it is not horrible. Okay, it is not a terrible reaction. No, it is not. It is okay. But it is not good. It is not amazing. It is not fantastic. It is not a buy signal yet. Okay, at least not to me. All right. Now, if you say to me, Nathan, I want to buy Palantir. I still want to buy Palantir because I am convinced that it will go up. All right, my dear friend, you can buy Palantir. For instance, not investment device, but for instance, if you tell me, I want to buy Palantir right now, set a stop loss below yesterday's low, and my target is the all-time high. Okay? Great, fantastic, amazing risk reward relationship, all right? That's gonna be very good. However, you gotta pay attention on how it is going to close tomorrow, okay? Because we gotta close above these key points as soon as possible. If we do that, fantastic. Fantastic. Maybe it will be another buy signal. If you want to buy, go for it. Not investment device. Always, just always. The only advice I'm going to share with you guys, set your stop loss. Because if you don't know how to set your stop loss, where to set your target, why you are buying, the strategy you are using, well, then you don't know what you are doing. Then you should not trade, okay? You should invest in yourself first, all right? Now, we see Coinbase over here. Coinbase, it is once again trying to break the previous resistance level over here, which was the previous all-time high. Okay, we saw some stabilization. Coinbase was losing momentum over here, and now we see a correction, possibly to retest the 21-day EMA. What's the catch over here? We are going up today, so this may frustrate the bearish case over here. I mean, it is not even a bearish case, it is more like a pullback case, okay? Because I don't believe Coinbase is going to reverse from here. There is no technical evidence suggesting that. But Coinbase is supposed to perform very well, especially if we see Bitcoin performing very well. And if you ask me, Bitcoin is on the verge of making a new record high. We see a rally, and then we found a resistance level over here below the 109, okay? And we did a pullback back to the 21-day EMA, where what a coincidence again, right? And some people don't believe that technical analysis works, all right? I always tell you guys, if you don't believe in technical analysis, it is your fault, okay? Always blame the trader, never blame the tool. The tool only extends your own ability as a trader. If you don't know how to use it, if you are a terrible trader, then of course TA is not gonna work for you because, well, it is your problem, not mine. As far as I know, Bitcoin is making a pullback to this 21-day EMA, and right now we see a very nice, solid, bullish reaction. It is almost a bullish engulfing candle pattern, which is from a statistical point of view, a quite reliable bullish candle. Okay, it does reverse the previous bearish momentum roughly 60 or 70% of the time. I don't remember the statistics right here, right now, from the top of my head, but it is still a very good one. Now, this candle could ignite another rally, breaking the previous all-time high. If we see tomorrow or in the next few days, Palantir, I'm so sorry, Bitcoin losing today's low, all right, yes, we are gonna see a total frustration of any bullish case over here, of any uptrend. But right now we see just another solid candle, so there is still hope for Bitcoin. Bitcoin looks very nice. In this case, Coinbase could perform very well, although we don't see a proper pullback yet. And by the way, if you are still watching this video and you are not a subscriber, please subscribe, because here we analyze the market every single day, unbiased analysis, no personal opinions, all right? Every single thing that I share over here is never my personal opinion. I only describe facts. We read charts, no personal thoughts, no nothing. We only focus on designing good strategies to help you to trade better, to trade with more confidence, without fear or stress. So subscribe and click the like button to support this channel. No one watches a video for more than 20 minutes on technical analysis without liking the content. So please click the like button and subscribe for more analysis like this one. So, okay, Coinbase is still maintaining the bull trend. I would prefer to see a sharper correction. Yes, I would. But and of course, if we see a sharper correction, Coinbase would perform very well, because any pullback to this 21-day EMA could be another buying opportunity. The last time we bought Coinbase, I believe, was here or here. I don't recall. I gave you guys the signal on our Telegram channel. Recently, we bought Mara over here, right? Near this 21-day EMA, when it was reversing the short-term trend on the 1-hour chart. This one hit our target already. It is going up 13% only today. We bought down here. Always buy near support levels. That's what I'm trying to tell you guys. Buy near support levels. Okay, sell near resistance levels. If you want to sell right now, you can sell, take your profits. It is going up insanely high. But if you ask me, since Bitcoin is making such a nice movement, we may see stocks like Mara, like Coinbase, triggering another bullish continuation chart pattern. In this case, Mara, if you ask me, given this bullish reaction, we could easily retest the $21 next, okay? Of course, we gotta wait for more confirmation on Bitcoin, but I do understand that Bitcoin is performing very well. If you ask me, Nathan, I wanna buy a Bitcoin related stock. Well, Coinbase is not there, Mara is already flying, but I do like Bitcoin. Okay, Bitcoin itself is performing very well. That kind of candle is the kind of trade we do every single day. I always share trades like this on our Telegram channel. So I really like that kind of situation. I really like Bitcoin in that position right here, because if you are right, you can capture a phenomenal breakout, another rally, surfing new all-time highs. If you are wrong, set your stop loss below today's low. You are risking only one single candle. You will mitigate your losses while you maximize your profits. That's how a professional trader works, okay? That's how we do every single day. We focus on mitigating losses and maximizing profits every single day, okay? And I will be here every single day to keep you guys updated on these stocks and much more. So subscribe and click the like button to support me as well. Thank you so much for your audience, my dear friends. Stay safe. See you guys tomorrow. Bye bye.